The 907th edition of the MMA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5 and get $50 in bonus funds when you sign up with promo code MMA SGPN.
Howdy ho, degenerinos. Welcome to episode 907. I think we decided on 907 of the MMA Gambling Podcast, the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. It's getting so high, I can hardly count this high. There was a time where the numbers were so low, I was dedicating it to players' jersey numbers, but no, not anymore. 907.
We dedicated to Shannon Stewart's home run total one time.
Yes, no one's hit 907 home runs at this point. This is dedicated to Pokemon Novice, who is always loving our podcast on YouTube. Thank you, Pokemon Novice. Hopefully someday you can be a Pokemon, not a novice. You can be a veteran, whatever they call them, professional. I won't bag on Pokemon because all you fans out there, I'll attack me. Pokemon's great. Anyhow, I am Mr. Worldwide, Jeff Fox. I said that somehow a few episodes ago, and now I've decided that's going to be my name because it's funny. That is Daniel Gumby Vreeland, as per usual. And we're going to cover one of our favorite promotions, Oktagon 75. We're trying to get everyone aboard Oktagon because we love ourselves some Oktagon. This isn't the greatest, at least on paper. It doesn't look like the greatest Oktagon card, though, right? They lost some fights.
So it was already kind of like a subpar one, right? Like it was originally supposed to be Max Holzer versus Khalid Taha, which, I guess Holzer is kind of a draw for Oktagon right now, but it wasn't.
Yeah, they're in Germany, so that one will make sense, right?
Yeah, no title fight. Wasn't like a super loaded up card. But then you lose Max Holzer and Taha's still on there. He's just fighting somebody else. And they do that weird thing where they have a title fight and one of the guys falls out. Somehow, inexplicably, it always becomes the co-main event. The replacement fighter's not good enough to be in the main event.
Yeah.
So they did that to Taha. He's in the co-main now. And look, the main event, Palokaj versus Batfalsky is it's a sick fight, but it's just not normally what headlines Oktagon rather. It doesn't headline LFA either, but it doesn't headline Oktagon.
Their German events are kind of, it's not as bad, but they're kind of like UFC Apex events. It seems to be.
Oh, that's where they
German
did.
Events.
That's where
they did it.
Bigger than ever.
They did massive. Right. Yeah. Except when they do massive football stadiums. This one's in the ZAG Arena, whatever, in Hannover, Germany. So there's no titles on the line on this card now, right?
No, there wasn't before. Holzer wasn't
right.
That one wasn't a title fight either. So this one never had any title fights. Two events from now, the beginning of October, they got a big card with some title fights and a couple of tip sport game changer fights. And so I think they're loading that one up.
Regardless, Oktagon is fun to watch. They always put on a good production. The fights are good. There's high quality fighters and you can bet on it. What more do you want, right? We should probably dive into it. There are quite a few names you're going to recognize, even though, like we said, this isn't the greatest card. There's a lot of people we have spoken about before on this here podcast. So before we dive into it, though, remind you, Free World Football Contest is back. You may have missed week one, but you can still catch up if you're really good at this, right? Just go 16-0 or whatever for a bunch of weeks. It's free to enter, and you're picking every NFL game against the spread. $3,000 to first place, $4,000 if you're a Patreon subscriber. So go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/free roll. I plan on winning the internal one that we're running there as well, Gumby. So you can still enter if you want. Maybe you can get.
Did you start 2-0? I started 2-0.
No, I was 1-1, unfortunately. Your damn Cowboys screwed me over.
Of course they were going to cover. Yeah. They're not going to cover. Of course they're going to cover.
You didn't think they were going to cover.
Look at my pick. Go look at my pick.
Yeah, you picked it, but you picked with your heart, not with your head, though. You've been bad mouthing them all. Every week one pick.
It's an inside the division game. It's got to be within a touchdown.
Yeah, that's true. All right. We also have 25% off everything in our merch store. So you don't have to win a contest for that. You can save yourself some money. So go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store. Check out the MMA Gambling Podcast merch. We have lots of good merch in the store, if I do say so myself. And then your code is football at checkout. That'll get you 25% off. So sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store. Football at checkout, 25% off. All right, Oktagon time, Oktagon 75. And you can watch it on their website via pay-per-view. It's pretty cheap, right? It's $10 or under $10 or something in our money.
Right around, I think it's American 10 money in a row, so it winds up being $13 or something.
13, okay, right. So it's Oktagon 75. It's not Holzer versus Taha now. It is Palokaj. Oh yeah, it's gonna be a fun episode.
Palokaj.
Even though I've said all these names, Palokaj versus Batfalsky is our new main event. It's gonna be fun because Topology has it all out order. They haven't updated yet, but that's okay. You're gonna struggle with me. People seem to like it when I fumble anyway and stumble, so it's part of my charm, right, Gumby?
I guess so. Yeah.
No comment. Let's go to first. You thought he's charming. Wait, what? All right, we're going featherweight first. They're not here for my picks. They're here for my charm. We got an Austrian, don't call him Mohammed, Mochamed, Machaev versus Wanderley Jr. Does not look like the axe murderer. Doesn't. He is not related to the axe murderer. His real name is Wanderley Rosa Ferreira Lewandowski. Right?
Sure.
Just call him Junior. Wanderley Jr. We have odds for some fights, but not for others, strangely. So this is a fight we do have odds for. I take it you've seen the odds already.
I've seen everything.
We will not be guessing. He has seen it all. We'll tell you about, even better thing, Wanderley Jr. has all those names, and then he has a nickname, Mexicano. So there you go. He's 18 and 10, 5 knockouts, 8 submissions. So he's definitely not the axe murderer. He's been knocked out 5 times, submitted twice. 1-1 in Octagon. He's won 1 of 4 and 3 of 6. He won his last bout via TKO. He has multiple regional championships on his. Correct. Get our shirt, get our merch, sportsgamblingpockets.com/store. Football at checkout, 25% off. He has fought at pretty much every weight class. 125, 135, 155. 2015 Pro MMA debut, plus 255. Machaev is the beast. 15-2, 1 no contest, 7 knockouts, 2 submissions. He's been knocked out once. 2-1 in Octagon, win is his Octagon pattern. 5-1 with 1 no contest over his last 7. He has fought at 135 and 155. He went 0-1 as a pro kickboxer. He's 5 years younger than Junior, minus 400. So a wide one.
Yeah, and one of those losses was in was it in the 55 tip sport? I think he was in the 55 tip sport. So I'm not even losing 45 fights.
A lot of vig on this fight,
too. Yeah, I mean, like,
400
that is the thing about Octagon, especially if you get the early odds. Like, the vig is nuts on these. Like, like you said, this one's, you get 155 on the vig. Yeah, that's too much. Yeah. So just wait until.
Just wait till more books. Yeah, wait till more books.
My bookie's usually a lot better than that. So the lines haven't gotten there yet. Machaev is the play here, though. Wanderley Jr., look, if you watched him fight, like, if you're the person who, like, turns on a little bit of film and just watches, like, the first 30 seconds of a fight, you're probably like, oh, man, there's probably some value on this Wanderley Jr. guy. Just watch 2 minutes of it and watch him gas out in those 2 minutes and start to fall apart. Because, like, look, he is a good wrestler for 2 minutes. He is a fun striker, 2 minutes. And then after those 2 minutes, like, he's still shooting those takedowns. He's coming up short and falling to his back and getting elbowed in the head 13 times and calling it a night. Like, he's like a little muscle shark, but with none of the cardio as Sean Shark. The thing about Machaev is he's been in there with dudes who are way bigger than him, way stronger than him. And he still is like the more physical guy, the better wrestler, and he's, I wouldn't say he's great on the feet, but he like will hang with Wanderley Jr. right up until Wanderley Jr., passes out. Because what did you say? He was 1-4 in his last 5 fights, and that win is in 19.
1-3.
Did you see the win is in 19 seconds? Like, he's without a win in the last.
He's Mr. 2 minutes. We're gonna call him.
He's without a win in his last 3 years in fights that have gone more than 19 seconds. Like let's use that as a
What a stat.
Like, Machaev's not gonna get knocked out by him in 30 seconds. So like, Machaev's the play here. I think his wrestling. Probably, like, I would actually just love to see him shoot a takedown and just like tire Wanderley out with his own wrestling. So yeah, give me Machaev here. I think he cruises pretty easily.
All right, Machaev is the pick. Let's move on up the card to flyweight now. Mohammed, not a Mohammed, Mohammed Walid. He is from. We got some different flags here. He's from Kurdistan. So he's a Kurd. He's fighting against David Dvorak. He is from one of the republics, right? Or Serbia Czech Republic. I was right. 3 5-minute rounds, 125. We have odds for this one. Walid is no mercy. 8-4, 2 knockouts, 5 submissions. He's been submitted once. He's 1-0 in Octagon. He's gone win over his last 3, 2-4 over his last 6. Regional champ, used fed at 135 and 145. He's 3 years younger than Dvorak. He's an inch taller, plus 310. So it's not getting any narrow, these odds. Undertaker, Dvorak, 21-6, 8 knockouts, 8 submissions. Well-rounded guy. He's been knocked out once. Durable guy as well. 1-0 in Oktagon, 1-3 over his last 4, 16-3 over his last 19. That sounds a lot better. He won his last bout. He's not lost since June 2023. He went 3-3 in the UFC. Respectable. Regional champ, 2010 pro MMA debut. 1-0 as a pro boxer. Minus 526. So there's that VIG. He's getting the VIG's even getting higher. We got 210, 216.
Yeah, and this one too, you mentioned Dvorak was 3-3 in the UFC. It was 3 wins out the gate, got him into the rankings pretty quick. In fact, I think he beat somebody ranked on short notice when he started, and then lost to, man, the stretch of 3 people he lost to get fired is brutal. It was Mateus Nicolau, Manel Cape, Steven Ursig.
Yep.
Yeah, which is a
correct.
Freaking dude. That is, and if I'm not mistaken, he took the last 2 of them down. He took Manel Cape and he took Steven Ursig down in those fights. Which is like, I mean, it's like kind of his style. Like, I never thought he was all that dangerous in terms of submissions or knockouts, pretty much wherever. But he's really good at like closing that distance, pinning you against the cage, just like ragdolling you when he needs to, and hanging out on top. Again, I would not call him a dangerous fighter, but he is like a really tough out, and he's a really good positional fighter. And when you watch Walid in his last fight, was it last fight or 2 fights ago? He fought Aaron Abbey. Aaron Abbey kind of had his way in the grappling early in that fight, and I like Aaron Abbey. He's an all right fighter. Had his time in Cage Warriors and stuff like that, but he's not David Dvorak. He's not been in there, taking down Manel Cape twice, or he's not been in there taking down Steven Ursig, but like he took down Walid pretty damn easily. So, as much as, maybe you could go to bat for Walid and his striking, or be like, hey, maybe he can hang with Dvorak there. Like, ultimately, I think no matter what, Dvorak is, first of all, hard to knock out. He's really tough. And so, like, even if he hates what he sees on the feet, I mean, I think he just turns this into a grappling match and cruises, right away. So I'll take David Dvorak. I'll say he hits like 3 takedowns here and controls the fight.
All right, excellent. But wait, as we said, wait till they get posted on mybookie.ag, because you're going to get better odds, better VIG. Plus, they sponsor us. MyBookie is also your place to bet on football and everything else. Their prop builder is second to none. Their motto is bet on anything, anywhere, anytime. Easy deposit and lightning fast payouts using crypto. Like I said, check out the Oktagon lines there. They pretty much all the regional events, I would say 99% of the regional events we cover, you can find some odds on MyBookie. So head to mybookie.ag, promo code MMA SGPN. That's MMA SGPN for 100% bet back bonus up to $500 for new customers. That's mybookie.ag, promo code MMA SGPN. And Rhythm, RITHMM. NFL is back on Rhythm. It's probably back on your TVs as well. Last season, Rhythm was 76-66 against the spread and 22-19 on over-unders, but they really shine in player props. For example, Buffalo's, I know my football, Buffalo's Josh Allen, they went 15-8 on his passing props. That's a 23% return on investment. But it's not just football. Rhythm also has MLB, WNBA. They made Gumby a WNBA expert, golf, and college football. Rhythm has also introduced a leaderboard with weekly cash prizes just for tracking your bets in the app. Track 5 bets of the same type from any model you build, and you could win you could win $1,000. I'm not going to ask you for week 1. I'm going to ask you for week 2 now.
I'm going to stick with week 2
NFL.
It's going to get to their ears before Monday Night Football. So let's not
I guess so.
Too much. We'll hit week 2 on tomorrow's episode. I already gave you guys the Vikings yesterday. I'm going to stick with the Vikings, thinking their offense is going to carry the day here for them. So I'll take the higher than on Justin Jefferson's receiving yards. I like JJ McCarthy. I think he's going to do a good enough job getting Jettas a couple of passes. So give me Justin Jefferson higher than on his receiving yards.
Does Underdog agree with Gumby? Go and find out. You can find out for free. If you don't have a subscription already, head to sportsgamblingpockets.com/rhythm, RATHMM, and we will give you a 7-day free trial to check it all out for yourself. See how on point Gumby is. All right. How many week 1 picks do you think you've given out over the course of the past few weeks? Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
it's insane. I think you're
I'm pretty sure I have not had any issues with like playing the opposite sides of things, because I think I'm pretty entrenched in what I believe about week 1. It's like after I have some info and start jumbling what I originally thought. That's when I start double talking. So it's good that week 1 was the one I had to give 400 picks for.
It's true. It's true. All right, we're going to some big guys now in LFA. We're going back to Germany. This is a main card fight. This is at heavyweight. Lazar Todev, he is from Bulgaria. Luis Henrique Barbosa, a name you may remember from way back.
Not even that long ago. We talked about him recently.
Right. Yeah, from the UFC. It was a while ago, but yeah, we have spoken about him recently. Because I remember his nickname, KLB, would be Luis Henrique Barbosa's nickname. He is 16-9 with 1 no contest, 3 knockouts, 9 submissions. He's been knocked out 3 times, which is pretty good for a heavyweight, really, to fight 26 times when you get knocked out 3 times. This is his Oktagon debut. He's won 3 straight fights, 2 straight via submission. Before that, he had lost 3 straight. He has not lost, though, since June 2022. He went 2-4 in the UFC. Used to fight down at light heavyweight, 2011 pro MMA debut, 1-0 in pro Muay Thai, 0-1 in bare knuckle boxing. Based on their last weigh-ins, he was 15 pounds heavyer than Todev.
No, that can't be true.
The Punisher.
Not based on their last weigh-ins. Yeah, he fought at light heavyweight in his last fight.
Okay. Their last heavyweight.
He fought at 205 in his last fight.
Yeah. So maybe, he probably won't be. You wouldn't think he would be. He would put on another 40, 50 pounds. So maybe they'll be about the same weight. Todev is the Punisher, regardless of the weight. 11-7, 8 knockouts, 1 submission. He's been submitted once. He's durable as well for a heavyweight. Gjoni says this one's going under inside the distance. 3-2 in Octagon, 2-2 over his last 4, 9-2 over his last 11. He did lose his last bout. 2014 pro MMA debut, 2-2 in pro kickboxing. 2 years younger than Barbosa.
Yeah, I'm just remembering that Barbosa fight really well because I was at it. He fought Justin Sumter in LFA, and I was like, Luis Henrique Barbosa's coming down to light heavyweight. Like, is that possible? And he walked out looking like jacked and like very skinny. And he walked out with Glover Teixeira and Poatan in his corner. And I was like, oh, okay, we're doing this. Nice. We're down in Connecticut now training with those guys. And he looked amazing. He got in on the grappling early on Sumter, really controlled Sumter. He wound up with from the north-south position. He hit a Kimura on Sumter and got the tap. Like he looked excellent in that fight. My problem with that is it was at light heavyweight. And Sumter is a middleweight who has historically struggled with grappling, even at middleweight. Sumter notoriously struggled with grappling with Billy Goff, who's a welterweight. Never mind, Barbosa at light heavyweight, who used to be a heavyweight. So while it told me a lot about how Barbosa is clearly slimming down and getting better, it didn't really tell me a lot about could he keep that grappling up? And then on top of that, he's now going to fight a heavyweight who is a big old heavyweight. Todev is not a small guy. He's one of those ripped European heavyweights that we keep seeing. And not for anything, he's been in a title fight before. Some people think he beat Rafael Moil in their first go round. They were supposed to fight for the belt the second time. You remember that's when Moil's threw his title belt and it wound up clipping the owner in the head and cutting his head open, right. And then they canceled the fight. So and then Todev winds up having to fight Will Fleury, who basically danced around him and beat the hell out of him and was a better grappler than him. But the thing is that Will Fleury did that, but now Barbosa's a 205er. What is he going to come in here at 235 maybe? Maybe if he tried to bulk up a little bit, not much more than that. And Todev he's a big guy. He actually countered Will Fleury at one point in time. He was in half guard and he, flipped the half guard over and wound up on top of Will Fleury. His boxing's good. His cardio's good. And I think he's got such a physicality advantage. So I'm going to go with Lazar Todev. I don't really know what to make up this line because Todev's got some recent losses and maybe didn't look great in them. Barbosa, on the other hand, is coming off of wins, but he's a light heavyweight. But they were in LFA, so that's legit. I mean, maybe even money on this fight is my guess. Maybe a pick 'em, -115. But wherever this line comes in, I do like Todev.
Only 24% of topologists agree with you on Todev. So maybe
that's what I mean, though. It's but how much are they weighing just a good win against the guy who was on Contender Series and not weighing the fact that he weighed 205 pounds for that bout?
Yep, it's true. It is true. Gumby was there in person.
And he was an underdog too, not for anything, and we had him.
There you go. All right, we've got a co-main event. Khalid Taha, he used to be in the main event. He's from Lebanon. This is a featherweight. It's still featherweight, right?
Yep.
The belt, I believe, right? They haven't changed the weight or anything. Yeah. He's fighting a replacement, Edgar Delgado Jimenez. If you want to look him up on, well, if you type in Edgar Jimenez, he does come up, but he's listed as Edgar Delgado on Tapology. He's from Costa Rica. They're fighting 3 5-minute rounds, 145. We'll tell you about Jimenez first. He is 15-7, 6 knockouts, 4 submissions. He's been knocked out twice. 0-1 in Oktagon. He's taking this fight on short notice, like I said. It's been about a week, I think. I think it was September 1st. I saw an announcement for this. He's won 6 of 7 and 7 of 10. TKO loss in his last bout, though. He is a regional champ, or was a regional champ. He's fought at 155. 2014 Pro MMA debut. He's 3 inches taller than Taha. Taha is the warrior. 15-5 with 1 no contest, 10 knockouts, 3 submissions. He's been knocked out once, submitted once. He is 1-0 in Oktagon. He's won 2 straight. Before that, he lost 3 straight. His past 2 wins have both come via TKO. He's not lost since September 2022. He went 1-4 with 1 no contest in the UFC. The no contest was originally a win, but he popped for a drug test, so that's a no contest now. Multiple regional championships on his. Correct. Get our shirt, get our merch. sportsgamblingpockets.com/store. Your checkout code football, 25% off. Taha has fought at 135 and 155, 2013 Pro MMA debut. He's 4 years younger than Jimenez.
So this is another one we don't have odds for, right? You said, and I'm gonna say Taha
right.
like -225. Like I think he's gonna be the favorite. Jimenez on short notice. And then when you add in the fact that like Taha looked really great in his return to Oktagon and actually his return to MMA, because I think I talked about this when he kind of like disappeared for 2 years. I think people sort of assumed he was retired. And he came back for this like ho-dunked regional promotion I had never heard of before. And he just looked like he had gotten into phenomenal shape. He looked really strong. His like wrestling, which was like a weakness when he was in the UFC. I want to say like Sergey Morozov took him down like 6 or 7 times in their fight. Like his wrestling was kind of always a problem. And now it like looks like offensively he can wrestle. And like, the physicality's there and all that kind of other stuff. And then like for Jimenez, like, I don't know. First of all, I don't think he can strike with this new version of Taha. I think he's going to get clipped. He kind of like loads up on his right hand and you see it coming all the way. In the past, he's had some real issues with takedowns, and it's not even necessarily that he can't stop you from taking down, but it's that he's so interested in the guillotine that he like forgets that like maybe it's not a good idea to go to his back 6 times in a fight. And Taha's knocking people out from there too. That's the other problem. Like Taha in his last fight, like gave up his back, wound up countering the position, got to like this little like knee slice half guard, dropped a couple of fists, and the dude was out. And I was like, okay, so he's got crazy power now too. So I think the line will stay down because a lot of people wrote off Taha when he took that big break. I don't know if they're all the way back in on his most recent win, but then, the short notice factor will keep people off of Jimenez. So, I'm going to go with Khalid Taha. I'm a believer in this version of him. I really think he's going to cruise here against Jimenez. I really would have liked to see him against Max Holzer. I think it would have been more fun than people realize, and he probably would have been a big dog.
If Gumby's a believer, that's all that matters. That's all we care. We follow Gumby. All right, before we get to the main event and any lightning round plays that Gumby may have for us, let's tell you about Underdog Fantasy. Gumby's been giving out week 1 plays on Underdog as well. Underdog Best Ball Mania. I'm not going to put you, well, maybe I will make you do one. We'll see. Underdog Best Ball Mania is happening all summer long, giving away $15 million in prizes, including $2 million to first place. No waiver wire, no arguments about trades. Best Ball is the best way to play fantasy football. Underdog is also a great place to play Pick'em, where you can win up to 500 times your entry. Gumby has to play free. He doesn't have to play football, though.
We'll go Monday night again. Mine as well.
Right.
I'll take the higher on Caleb Williams' passing yards, too. As I mentioned, I think the offense of the Vikings is going to be clicking on all cylinders. I think that's going to mean that Caleb Williams is going to have to pass a lot to catch up. So I'm going to take the higher than on his passing yards.
All right. Underdogs also has a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5 and get $50 in bonus funds when you sign up with our code, and only our code, MMA SGPN. And Novig, Novig, all one word. We are brought to you by Novig. Novig is America's #1 sports prediction market. Since Novig is an exchange, you're getting some of the best prices in the market. Novig is available in 35 plus states. Download the Novig app and get $50 when you spend $5 if you use our promo code SGPN. Get in on the action with Novig, promo code SGPN. All right, to our main event. What's the co-main event? They've been elevated to the main. It is a featherweight bout. Gjoni Palokaj. He is from
Albania?
Where is he?
I want to say
I'm
it's
checking.
Albania.
I can't remember now.
Reason.
I think you might be right. He is from, yes, Gumby hit it. He's from Albania. Jakub Batfalsky is his opponent. He is from the Czech Republic. 3 5-minute rounds because nothing's on the line except pride, no belt. We do have odds. Batfalsky, you can call him Batfall though. Just shorten it. He's 8-1, 4 knockouts, 2 submissions. He's never been finished in a fight. 3-1 in Oktagon. He's won 5 straight fights. He used to fight at 135 and 155. He's fought pretty much in every kind of discipline you think of. 1-0 in pro boxing, 1-0 in pro Muay Thai, 0-1 in pro kickboxing, 1-0 in custom fighting, which could be anything. He's 7 years younger than Palokaj. He's 4 inches taller, plus 109. So at least we got a close main event here on paper. Excuse me. Palokaj, 11-3, 4 knockouts, 2 submissions. He's been submitted once. He is 4-0 in Oktagon. He's won 6 straight and 9 of 11. He's not lost since April 2022. Multiple regional championships on his. Correct. Remember, merch, sportsgamblingpockets.com/store. Football, 25% off. Used to fight at 155. He's minus 149.
I'm actually going to go underdog here. I'm going to close it with Batfalsky. And I think it's, was it Goofy or Deer in the Discord who is with me on Batfalsky pretty much every single time he comes up. Look, Batfalsky, to me in this fight, is probably not the more dangerous striker. I think Palokaj is. Palokaj might also be the better wrestler in this fight. And so it seems wild here that I'm taking Batfalsky, but hear me out on this one. The dude puts together some of the most insane volume I've ever seen in my whole life. He is just, and I think it's because he's 22 and has 100 fights between all the disciplines he's been in. But this guy's cardio and output is absolutely ridiculous. And it gives people fits. They can't hang up with it. Like I was watching, I believe it was his last fight. I was watching it back. And as I'm watching the second round, we're like 3/4 of the way through the second round, probably, 3 or 4 minutes in. And the little stat pops up on the bottom of the screen for punches landed. And punches landed like 3/4 of the way through the second round was 144 for Batfalsky. And I was just like, how are you doing this? Like, how is he keeping this pace? And he kept it for like another 5 minutes. Like he just keeps, like he's throwing like 300 punches in a fight or something like that. And he's landing 200 of them. He just puts together crazy combinations. I also, Palokaj, like I said, is going to be more dangerous with his big shot, but I really do like the way that as Batfalsky's coming in, he's almost got like a Dominic Cruz quality to him, that he comes in at weird angles. His head is always moving, sometimes overly dramatic one way or the other, but it like moves a lot. So like in that way, I think his awkward angles and all of that kind of stuff allows him to put a pace on Palokaj and sort of be dangerous in an unconventional way by weaponizing his cardio. So I'm going to go with the slight underdog here, Batfalsky.
All right. Let's recap and get you some more plays before we're out of here. He's got Batfalsky, he's got Taha, he's got Todev, he has got Dvorak, he's got Machaev. All right, lightning round. Zap, bam, boom, pow.
Yeah, I got 2. I'm going to start with Lucas Elias, who is a 4-1 prospect. It's as much as me liking him as fading Amir Khanal, who is just like looked like a prospect at times and then looked completely terrible at other times. So I'm going to take Lucas Elias, and then I'm going to take Mateusz Strzelik. I'll spell it for you guys so you can find it. Strzelczyk. Yeah, it's a mouthful, but this dude is very exciting. He's fighting an undefeated kickboxer who is new to Oktagon, so perhaps we'll be able to get Strzelik at a good number, especially because he's like, I think he's 15-14 in his pro career. But he's such a fun grappler, and you get him against the kickboxer here, you might be able to find some fun dog money. So that's Strzelik and Elias as my 2 lightning round plays.
All right. You're all set for Oktagon 75. Did I even say when it was going down? I'm not sure if I did off the top. It's been a while. It's September 13th. So Saturday at noon.
That's
Eastern.
their usual
I told
slot.
you to watch it on Oktagon. Yeah. You watch it at the Oktagon website, ZAG Arena in Hannover, Germany, if you want to go to it. So now you're set. Now that we finally finished all the picks. All right. You can check us out in the Discord, sportsgamblingpockets.com/Discord. You can hit us up in the comment section on the old YouTube MMA Gambling Podcast. Twitter, it's SGPN MMA. He's at Gumby Vreeland. I'm at Jeff Fox Writer, at Jeff Fox Writer on Instagram as well. Go into my Substack. You can read all my articles there, MMA stats, and my free UFC pick'em contest at moneymma.substack.com. Gumby has another podcast, Top Turtle. Tell the people who is on your show.
It should already be in your feed, but we got Steven Asplin, who is fighting on Contender Series this week, and we got Christina Brader, who will be fighting at LSA on Friday.
All right, so check out Top Turtle MMA wherever you get your podcasts. And of course, we're at sportsgamblingpodcast.com, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store. Once again, football is your code for 25% off, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon for some bonus content. But back tomorrow, it will be at Batfall. Fox, what should your name be? Undertaker Vreeland. We'll talk to you then.